right, I think we're live and ready to begin. Hi everyone. I will wait just a couple of moments to see if everything is running smoothly, and we will start with today's workshop. All right, so let me know in the chat if you can hear and see me well, and we will start in just a couple of moments. All right, so I will be checking the chat to see if everything is all right. Okay. And in the meantime, feel free to network in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions you might have. I have a moderator helping me out today, answering the questions, and we will also host a quick Q&A at the end of this workshop. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I can see the first reactions. It means that someone has already joined, and we will just wait. And in the meantime, share where you guys are tuning in from, share your location, share what you need a website for. Are you here specifically to just look at how the websites are built on Tilda just for this case study? Or are you a realtor? Are you a real estate owner who is looking to build a website? So today's session is going to be tailored both to freelancers or designers who are building a real estate website for the clients, and also for small business owners, small boutique agencies who are looking to build a website for their business. So let me see if everything is all right. Okay, and we will start. Okay, just a couple of moments. Okay, so just waiting for everyone to join. Right, so let me check the chat again. Okay, so just to see if the sound and image is all right. All right, so I think we can start. We can start right now, and everyone who will be joining us during this workshop, during this live case study, will be able to catch up in the recording. So this video is going to be recorded, so feel free to check it out later on YouTube here. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to create a real estate website. And this is going to be, instead of a typical workshop, this is going to be sort of like live case study. So I have already prepared a couple of materials, a couple of slides, just to kickstart creating a real estate website, because typically a website from a specific niche for a specific niche like real estate requires a lot of preparation. So while you can build a fully fledged website in 1 hour, and website builders like Tilda allow you to do that pretty easily, so you can kick that off with a great landing page and even manage and fill out the listings. There are some preparation steps. you need to take in order to prepare a content, in order for this website to be, to make sense to a specific target audience. So hence, I have prepared a couple of points that we're going to go through, and then we will jump right into the practical part and build a website on Tilda. Okay, so as for today's agenda, so first we are going to, as I said, prepare content for your website, and we are going to go over, just some basic analysis you need to perform in order to even start creating copy for your website. So in order to even start writing text for your page. Then we're going to go over website structure and see, again, this goes hand in hand with your content, because all of this will be answering users' questions. So no matter what sections you would like to add on your website, they need to go hand in hand with the content and also guide users. They need to create a sort of path for users to take the desired action on your website. So be it filling out a form or calling you. Today we're going to explore ways you can control how and where users are guided on your website. Next up, we're going to use Tilda's built-in tools to manage content. So websites like real estate websites typically require a lot of listings, and it's really hard to manage them manually. So Tilda has a built-in CMS system, content management system, that you can use to batch prepare listings and then just fill out the fields, and then all of the listings will, and all of the design will update automatically without you having to go and do it manually. And finally, we're going to talk about just essential settings, essential things you need to have on your website in order to publish it. And finally, we will have a short Q&A with, again, with your questions. Let me check out the chat to see if we have any new viewers. All right. So, so far, I will be checking the chat during during the whole session. And if you have any questions later on, you can go and ask them in the chat or in the comment section below. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Tilda, Tilda is a website builder for small businesses, for freelancers, creative professionals, and so on. So it's quite easy to kickstart your website on Tilda. It provides free templates you can start with. You can create a website with AI. You can build it from scratch and use flexible tools like Web Design Editor ZeroBlock that Tilda has, which gives you a canvas to play around and launch a website that is fully unique, fully yours. So there are a lot of ways to start with a template or customize your website depending on your goal and your timeframes. So, and for all of the new users, for all of the viewers who are joining us today, if you haven't tried Tilda yet, we have a special promo code Tilda for case. You can see it right now on the screen, which will give you 3 whole months of Tilda personal plan that allows you to try out all of the premium features completely for free, and also without having to provide your credit card info. So, which is great. You can go and check it out, grab it right now on the screen, and instead of the 2-week trial that Tilda offers upon registration, you will have whole 3 months to explore all of the premium features that we will be also exploring today. So everything that we are going to cover today in this session will be also available to you for 3 months. All right, so be sure that just make sure that you grab it and activate it soon, or right now if you just want to build along, because this is a time-sensitive promo code and it will expire in a couple of days. Okay, there is that. And so let's start with just exploring some websites, seeing what can be built on Tilda. So before we start with our own website, we need to grab some inspiration from what other kind of websites are built on Tilda for real estate, right? And there is a great resource you can check out that is called Made on Tilda, and this is a gallery of the best curated projects, best curated websites that were created on Tilda. And as you can see, there are a lot of right off the bat, you can see a lot of real estate websites that you can get inspired from. Okay, so if you're just starting out and you need to see kind of the scope of Tilda's capabilities and get inspired for your own specific niche, you can go and check it out. There are different categories different tabs you can check out. So if you're looking to see what kinds of websites are built for businesses, you can check it out here. You can also go and explore online stores and see what kind of e-commerce websites you can build. Here you can check out event landing pages, multimedia projects like here, and again, or just scroll through it all. So I have selected a couple of websites that we can go through and see what makes a good real estate website. So there are a lot of real estate aspects, of course, that again, there are a lot of goals that you cover with your real estate website, but today we're going to focus on again on one niche, I would say, and see what we can create for it. Okay, so this is the first one. So it starts with, so clearly the goal of this website is to, this is sort of a presentation for this development company that provides housing, again, housing in Bali. And as you can tell, like right off the bat, right in the hero section, you are immersed in Bali life with this video. And so next up we have this quite like the whole layout, as you can tell, is kind of like it lets the images speak for themselves. So it doesn't use over the top animation and crazy effects. It's quite minimalist, yet it provides users with amazing visuals and with a backstory, and again, some of the examples of the villas that they provide. So again, great website. Next up we have this again, a website, a development website, a housing development website. So as you can tell, a lot of the websites are built for development companies. So for developers who build websites or who distribute who build housings and distribute real estate in again, tropical regions in warm countries. And and based on their goals, we can see how the websites are made. So again, as you can see, a lot of websites are relying on images. So every time, images are really important, but if you're selling physical objects or if you're renting out physical objects, it's important to have great visuals. that will capture attention first, and then again numbers, more details that will persuade people to reach out, to stay longer on your website and explore it. Okay, so next up, again, a lot of websites, a lot of real estate websites, especially if it comes to investment properties, so something that people buy not just to live in. They kind of sell not only the the idea of having a place to live at, but also kind of the whole idea of investing in a region that is promising, that is developing, and will have more and more opportunities each year. So all of these skyscrapers, all of this like infrastructure kind of aesthetic, again, it sells potential customer the idea that you can not only own a part of it, but also again be part of the of developing of this developing community. So let's see. Again, all of them are pretty minimalist. So real estate websites don't require a lot of over-the-top animation, again, crazy effects. They need to be easily readable. As you can see, we can notice a lot of numbers. So numbers capture users' attention pretty organically. So it's great if you can pull out some of the numbers and list them somewhere. So stats, numbers really grab users' attention effectively. So make sure you have that. Okay, so next up we have again another real estate investment company, so an agency that helps connect investors with the properties. And again, we can see that pretty much all of these have a pretty minimalist design. So we don't see a lot of color in the layout, but we can see a lot of great images, visuals, and stuff like that, and also some listings that we're going to also cover today. Okay, so there are also, again, just to scroll through some other options. Again, we have great images plus minimalist layout. Again, image-based hero section that, again, helps you immerse yourself in this website. Here, again, images plus a very minimalist layout. Okay, so let's go and create our first page. Let's kickstart our website with the first page, and then we will go step by step and build a real estate website. Okay, so let me check out the chat and see if you have any questions here. Okay. So let's create let's create a new page here. So by clicking this plus icon, and you can start with a blank page, and this is what we're going to do today. So you can see how a website is built from scratch. You can generate a page using AI, and here you would need to fill out a couple of prompts to to help AI assist you with creating a website. And you can also prompt it to focus on specific sections. So if you have a certain goal, again, within your website, so say you want to have an online store built in, you want to have a lead gen block that would capture leads, capture users' contact details, you can also share this with AI, and it will help you build a website. You can start with a bunch of templates that are listed here. So you can start with a business template. You can pick out an online store template, link in bio, quiz form. So if you want to have a quiz form website, you can do that. Event landing page, blog, and there are also a bunch of pro templates that are more, they require a bit of design knowledge. So they are, as you can see, they're more design heavy. So they have animation, complex typography, and they require a bit of knowledge, but it's easy to kickstart your website just by filling out, just by replacing images and filling out text within this template. So by all means, feel free to play around with the pro category. It's also free completely. So pro just means that you would need to be familiar with ZeroBlock, which is a web design editor on Tilda that allows you to create custom layouts. Okay, so let's start with a blank page, and I will see if we have any more comments. Okay, so to start off your website, you can go and see this, check out this quick action menu, this bar with all the quick actions that will add different elements on your page. So say you want to have a cover for your website. So here's for your hero section, you want to have a title, again, a text, an image. So you can start off like that. But in order to access all of the blocks and play with them, play around with them as you like, you want to click more blocks. And this will help you access the block library with all kinds of sections for your website. Okay, so we want to start with a cover. So, and depending on your goal, depending on what type of section you need right now, you can go and explore it in each category here. So say you want to talk about features of your business, right? So you can go here and explore it, explore what types of blocks you can choose for it. And also, if you want to launch an online store, you can go and check out the category for that. Okay, so let's start with the cover, and I want to scroll all the way down and see what we can choose. So I want something with the real estate. So I will choose something like this. So it already has everything in place. I just need to customize it for my specific goal. Okay, so I want so since all of the websites that we have discussed today were more on this investment property, tropical investment property, in this tropical investment property niche, we will also be building something like this. So you will go step by step on how to create a website for, say, a real estate agency or for a development company that provides housing in, say, Thailand. Okay, so, and we will go and see how it's done. Okay, so let me see it here. Okay, So let's go and go back to our presentation. And by the way, if you're watching this in the recording, make sure you join our community on Discord to keep in touch. So you can comment down below, so you can use comments to reach out to us. But if you have any specific questions regarding to this workshop or any other workshops that we have hosted, you can go over to our Discord and check it out there. So reach out to us, ask any questions, share what you have been building on Tilda. So feel free to grab this QR code and join us there. Okay, so before we start filling out the hero section for our website, let's see what your website should answer to your audience. What your website should cover, what type of information should you list on your website for it to work, for it to prompt visitors to reach out to you, to stay longer, to explore, for example, all of the listings on your website. So, and you should always start with your audience, your target audience. And so essentially your website should reflect who your target audience is, what the problems are, how you can solve the problems. So it needs to answer the question of how you can help them solve their specific problem or answer their specific interests. It should also cover any objections or, help them overcome their fears and provide with the next step. So it's quite easy if you think of it, and depending on your niche, depending on what types of business you have, it's pretty much the same everywhere. So first you need to know who your users are. So you need to build sort of this persona portrait. So you need to know who exactly your audience is in order to talk to them. And next up, you need to, once you understand who your target audience is, you need to see what they are looking for, what are their problems. They are at the specific point in life and they have landed on your website. So you need to cover, you need to provide solutions to the problems and also cover any, help them overcome any fears, objections, and so on. And finally, your users, in order to again, help them solve the problems, they need to take the action. So you need to persuade them to take the next step and then provide, again, an easy call to action for them to reach out to you, essentially. So let's go and see how it works. So how would you approach understanding your target audience? So for example, for me, and this is a hypothetical audience research, so I'm just I took some freedom with that, so I didn't actually go over real resources. So what you can do is you can basically go see what the competitors are providing. You can go over to social media and see what people talk about, what their age group is, what their status is. So you can go and dig deeper into the actual discourse on social media, on Reddit, on Facebook, on YouTube. So just explore what types of people are interested in your specific real estate project, right? So I have quickly done that, but I haven't done an actual research. So today we're going to just talk about hypothetical people, so not real ones. And so for my specific case, for my real estate agency, I'm going to be targeting Europeans who are age 30 to 55. So this is an age. So this is an age bracket. They are either employed or self-employed. Their household income is between 50K to 120K. they have enough savings to invest, but they are not wealthy. So we are not going to be creating a premium segment investment website. So we are not going to be targeting, again, investors with a huge portfolio of different properties, of different housing units. So we are going to target individuals, basically. And this is how, again, this is how we will structure our website copy and our website sections to appeal and to talk to these, again, these individuals here. So now, what do they want? So what do these people want on our website? So they're looking for a property, they're looking for an apartment, a condo that they can use part of the year. So say they travel around, so their work or their lifestyle allows them to visit Thailand, visit the country, live there part-time, but they also have to leave to their home country, and they want to rent it out for the rest of the period. Again, they want just, they want probably to get back to, they want to get back to the country they love. So there is also this, this interest of just, being in a place they like to travel to. So next, they want it to be affordable. So they are not looking to buy to buy a property that is currently being built, so that has not been handed over to as a ready-to-live property. So they're looking for something that they can purchase and move into. And ideally, it should be self-funding through rental income. So their goal is essentially ownership without creating a financial burden. So this is what we should focus on our website. So we're not going to focus heavily on selling out this idea of, not only the idea of investing, but also the idea of living there. So as opposed to a lot of websites that we have discussed today, they were more on the premium segment side. And this is not our case, because we are targeting, again, middle class people who are not looking for, again, premium apartments. Okay, so next up, once you established who your target audience is and what their goals are, so what do they want, you need to list out their fears. So what worries them, what objections? Legality is a big question here. So a lot of people actually, it holds a lot of people back because they don't understand how ownership in Thailand works, specifically for investment property. And we need to, again, I'm not a legal consultant here. I'm just sharing one of the concern people usually have with these types of housings. But again, before you start building a website, you need to go and explore so for example, in different countries, there are, in real estate specifically, there are a lot of hidden problems. There are a lot of hidden concerns when it comes to owning and investing. So, and this is how you can build trust on your website, is by actually listing all of them and just explaining how you can help people overcome any of the problems they might encounter. So again, so is ownership secure long-term? So we are going to answer all of that on our website. So, and this is the source for our copywriting. So we are going to take this fear and then we are going to transform it into our website copy and essentially answer the question and cover any concerns our visitors might have. So next up we have hidden costs. So again, people don't know how taxes and maintenance works. Again, distance is a big topic. So this is a country that is located far from the European Union, so you have to travel a long time. So if there's something, so in case of the emergency, a lot of people will not be able to be on site, so we are going also to cover that. Also there is a language, there was a language question, legal system question, and so all of this and all of these concerns and worries of our potential clients is a gold mine for copywriting. So you can take any of these points and then cover it in your website copy. Okay, so again, some more, you can read it on a slide. We're not going to go into too much details, right? But there are a lot of, again, there are a lot of questions about tax complexity, scams and stuff like that, so you can explore it here. And with any target audience, so with your target audience specifically, you can go and list their specific worries, their specific fears, objections, and then see how you can answer them. Okay, so finally we were talking about action. So we were talking about taking action on your website. And so now that you have established who they are, what their goals are, what the problems are, what their fears are, you need to think what would make them act. So in our case, it's trust and clarity. So trust and clarity works for the majority of the websites, but sometimes people want, instead of just, trusting you and understanding the process, sometimes people want a value right away. So for example, if your goal is to provide them with immediate value, which is not really the case with real estate, you cannot provide them with the outcome right away. You need to first talk them over. So this is why trust and clarity is the main goal for action here. So, but again, in your specific case, it can be pretty much anything, any reason for them to reach out to you. So in our case here, so what would make them act? So clear answers on legal ownership, costs, taxes, property management, seeing people similar to themselves succeed, finding a person or a company they trust enough to ask questions, and that should be you, that should be us today. So, and these are already ready to use sections for a website. So again, clear, legal ownership, total costs, taxes, this is going to be how it works section. So this is where we explain how the process of purchasing a housing in Thailand works. Property management is going to be another section dedicated to it. So as you can see, it's quite easy to structure your website once you see what people want to see there, right? So instead of just trying to talk about your business, you're talking about your business just as needed, just as people need you to. Again, seeing people similar to themselves succeed, this is a great review section, testimonial section, aka social proof on your website. And again, finding a person, company they trust enough to ask questions is going to be an FAQ / form, contact form, or a widget, so WhatsApp widget for to reach out. Okay, so let's go back to, so that was our audience research, and it gave us a lot of insights into on just how to approach building our website. So let's start with let's go over and customize. I will just click apply, and so this is a pro block. So we are going to go to zero block editor and upload a background image first. So we will go into paste something like this, and we will customize it to fit our needs. So as you can see right now, the original image was kind of darker than this one. So we need to go and increase the filter color a bit. So I wanted to make around 55%, like this. Okay, so here we have the text, but actually I want to, so I will change the images first, and then we will work on the text in the text editor. Okay, so like that. Save and close. And let's go and start with our website copy. So I have prepared here, and again, I will just copy and paste and then comment on my decisions, right? So let's go to our page editor, and as you can see, you're just pasting the text, and the block adapts to fit your goal, to fit your content. So I want to paste it here, and so coastal property in Thailand for European buyers, and here I want to, oops, let's go back. And here I want to customize this button. Explore available properties. Okay, so, and I will probably make this image match the cover. So it's right now it's way too bright. And in the meantime, oops, in the meantime, I will check out the chat to see if we have any new questions for today's workshop. Okay, so let's save and close. And here's our hero section. So again, here we are targeting our target audience, and clearly stating what it is, who it is for, and what types of services we provide. So ownership guidance, rental estimates. I'm not sure if you can read this, so I will just move it here. So ownership guidance, rental estimates, buy-in support, and property management. Okay, so let's delete that. And next up, we want to work on the listings themselves, right? So let's go to the CMS category here. So to the content management system. And actually, Tilda offers a block with real estate grid, and with a template that will help you fill it out, right? So let's I will quickly close all the tabs so we have more space here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So right now it features Dubai apartments, but we are going to go over to posts here, and this will this will bring us to the content management section within your project. So just click Get Started. And right now, you're prompted to create a new feed. So I want, instead of this informational news blog type, I want to create a custom feed for my listings. So real estate, and here you can select a structure for your content management system. And as you can see, you have a template that you can use here for real estate. So it features title, address, gallery, description, rooms, price, etc., etc. So, and once you go here, you can see that you have some default listings here that you can just customize to match your listings text, right? So let's go and just fill it out real quick. So here I have, similarly to what I have here, so I don't need these images, so I will just delete them here, upload new ones. So let's go and check it out here. So upload selected. Then I would need to customize the description. So here I have my description that I have prepared for the apartment. And again, I want to list the area, so how big my apartment is, and the contact phone number. So there's that. Let's save and close. And as you can see, this listing has updated. So let's go back to our blog. And right now we want to, let's update our page. Let's go back and choose. So you go, once again, you go to content tab of the blog. And here, so here we have an example feed. And we need to choose the one that we just created here. And this will connect all of the posts, all of the listings that we were checking out just before to our blog. And as you can see, here's our listing that we just added. So all of the old ones, all of the default ones are still here. So we would need to go to, I would just say we will delete or just hide these old ones, and then I will duplicate and move it up like this, and then I will fill out just the text. Okay. 2 bedrooms. And so instead of going and manually filling it out within the block and going there every time you want to make an update, you can just do it all in one place and it will update automatically. So, and all you need to do is just fill out these fields. So I want to change the image so to something like this. Okay, and upload selected, delete this one that I don't need, and go and copy the the description and paste it here as well. Okay, so square meters, price, I will leave it as that, save and close. And then I will just to create a nice grid, I will duplicate this and move it up. And I will create this the final one. But you can create as many as you like. So let's go to copy and again, just update up our content. Okay, so here we have the address. Update the image. So as you can see, the process is so much more straightforward and so much more. So we need to page front. So we are going to pick something like this. Okay, and delete this one. Okay, so, and go over and paste the description. All right, so, okay, so area. So something like 70 square meters. And let me go and see. So you can only input one number. So let's check that out so we don't have any mistakes. All right, so let's go back and update our page. And as you can see, we need to set this to visible. So unhide it and update it. And here are all of the listings here. So we would need to update the prices as well. So I'm not sure how it works. So we'll just, I'm definitely not familiar with the pricing of these types of properties, so I know the estimate price, so I will just keep it as that. So as you can see, we only see, so let's publish the page and let's see how it looks on the as a published website. So we have published our page, and as you can see here, you can only see the price, the title, and the address. And if you click Learn More, this will open up a detailed card, a detailed page for your listing. So, and here you can read this, you can read the description, you can see the contact details, everything else is here. So, but you clearly don't need to list all of this within this card, within this little card on the website, in this grid. So instead, you click Learn More and you're brought to this section with more detailed information. And all of this doesn't require any manual setup. So you do it all within Feeds here on Tilda, and if you want to access it from your project dashboard, you simply go and click here to add, so you can find it at Feeds. So click here and you can see everything stored within this feed that we created. Okay, so we have a whole guide on content management system on Tilda, on the Tilda CMS. You can check it out in our help center, and we will provide a link to it in the description. So Okay, so let's go back to our website. I will check out the time and we will add some more details. So I want to add an about section so we can share a bit of information about, again, about what we do. And again, this will help us build more trust. And so if people know our background, they will more likely again respond to our website. All right, so about us. So we don't need this one, this subheading, so we'll just delete it, and the block will adapt to fit our content. So let's go and paste our information here. So I want to make it a bit bolder, so I'm just accessing this this bar at the top, and you can control your text from this small editor. So you can you can choose the font family, font size, font weight, so and so on. So for example, I want to make it semi-bold instead of just bold, and again, so I'm listing everything that we have already discussed. So this section just highlights how we can help people overcome their fears and their problems. So again, what we do, we find properties that match what you're looking for, explain how ownership works for foreign buyers, connect you with independent Thai lawyers, and stay available after the sale for questions about management and rentals. We speak English, German, and Dutch. We earn a commission from the seller or developer. Our server doesn't cost buyers directly. Okay, so so our target audience likes when we are straightforward with them, when we are clear on our intentions. So this is why we are listing, again, we are listing estimate price. We are talking about all of the, again, all of the problems that might arise, and we are stating clearly that we will help them with anything, again, law related or anything else. Okay, so here, if you want, and again, I want to quickly add text, so I can scroll a bit further. So if you want to update the text, the block background, you can do it here. Just click on this little block background icon, and I will bring it to white, so it matches the overall theme. And as you can see, so I want to update these buttons. So right now they don't really match the you know, the tropical theme. So I want to make it so slightly greenish, I would say, but I will access the color library here. So I will go and pick something like this, so it matches the overall aesthetic. So okay, so let's delete that. And so right now we can add a couple of how it works sections. So just to answer any of just to, you know, break down how the process works for people who might have questions and stuff like that. So let's, or actually for this one, we can also go with the features category here and list it here. So for example, we have this block and I want to add an image just to have, again, a beautiful image here with some tropical sites to inspire my my visitors. Okay. All right, so we have kind of a section where our users, so this is a lot of details, a lot of text. So our users need a place to rest, to rest their eyes. And so this is the section where you just, kind of recharge, and so you can read further. Okay, so let's go and cover how, again, how the ownership works, and I will delete this section. And so here I have a couple of, so I'm basically I'm providing a sort of Q&A here. Okay, so I will just quickly copy and paste some of the questions and answers. But we will not be filling out the whole website. So so if we would go and fill out each content block, we would spend a lot of time on that. So let's go and fill out 3, and I will share how the rest works. But again, you can go and explore in as much detail as you need each of the objections your target audience might have. So I don't need these ones, so I will just go and delete them. So I will delete the ones that I don't need. And right now, so we have these, we have 3 questions, and I would like to list them. I would like to list them all in one. Let's go back, save and close. And I would like to list them all in a row, or as a column, sorry. And so I will go to the blog settings, and I want to see if we can, so blog header, title, and I want to see if I can structure this differently. And it seems like I can only list it in 2 columns. Okay, so hence the name of the blog. I'm sorry. The blog is called 2 columns with small icons. So I would need to go and fill out the 4th. But yeah, you can always go and check out the ones. So we have a lot of that are listed, a lot of blogs that list the text in 1 column. So, but for this one, I think it's actually great because it helps us list more information. And I'm pasting all of the info here. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. And let's see what else we can add. So we can go and replace the icons. So right now the icons don't really match, and instead of going and, let me do it here. So instead of going and trying to find a matching icon for your task you can just go and access Tilda icons library. And I want to pick something like, so there are a lot of categories that you can choose from, and it covers pretty much any business niche. But I would like to have just regular bullets, just to have it here. And I want to apply it to the rest of the items. So I just check this box and here we go. Okay, so we have that, and let me refresh the page. So right now, what we can add is we can add, so if you go to the text block, we can also add a Q&A block here. So I would add this TX16N, so text in drop-down items. So this is a great way to list all of the questions and then provide answers in this drop-down thing. So in this accordion, and let's go and add a title from the title category. So if you just want to have a small title here, I will go and again update it. Okay, so and finally we would need a form to collect leads, so to collect customers' contact details. So for example, they are not ready to buy just yet, but they want to keep in touch, stay in touch, and this is where we can put our form. So I want them to be able to reach out to me, or I want to collect their contact details. So either I can reach out or I can later on send them out a newsletter with new listings. So there are a lot of ways you can keep in touch with your cold audience. So I'm assuming that a first-time visitor is not really familiar with your business. So it's cold audience. And if you want to kind of warm them up to start working and paying you, you still need to provide them more information, more details, for example, more details on for example, on this real estate project. So again, this is a great way to connect with them on your website. So let's go and sign up for our newsletter. Okay, so keep in touch. Check out new listings and explore news. So we will work on the copy later, but for now I don't want to have a phone number here. So phone number is kind of like when you're working with an international audience. I only want to have their email. So what I will do is I will go and I will delete this field. So here we have the input field that we don't really need, which is phone number. And here it's super easy to customize. You can just go and delete it. But I would need to have their email address. So I will go and make it required. So now I want to make again, I want to make my button match the buttons here. So I will just pick that color from the saved colors. And I would like to go and replace, let me drag. Okay, I cannot really drag it, so let me upload another image to replace this one. Okay, it kind of broke. So actually, what you can do is, if you don't have an image yet, you can go and click this search icon and say, I want to look up what I can find. So I would input something like Phuket in the search bar, and we can see what you can choose from the stock image libraries. So these are all royalty-free images, so you can use them for your website. And so, for example, I want to pick this one. And easy as that, we have our image updated. Save and close. And so far, so we have added a form, but we have not created any service to collect our information. So if you are, so let's go and check out what we can connect to capture leads on your website. So you can choose email, so you can receive all of the data submitted by your users directly to an email, to Google Sheets, to Telegram. You can connect Tilda CRM. So let me show you what it looks like. So you can access it here at the top. And so far I have this one. I want to create a new lead. So real estate leads, so something like this. And this will create a new list where I can store all of the incoming contacts that I'll receive. So you can also go and connect HubSpot, Salesforce, Monday, all kinds of CRM systems of your choice. So if you're already working with something from the list, you can simply connect it here and receive data there. So you can, if you're running a newsletter, you can connect Bravo, MailChimp, Samples, Salesy. So a lot of different marketing services, email marketing services, to stay in touch via newsletter. Okay, so again, and you can also receive data to Slack, Notion, etc., etc. So let's go and go back and to our website. And connect it here. So we have created a real estate leads. So I will collect all of the leads here first, and then again, so actually, so since we're not connecting an email marketing service, I will just put a reach out to us again. So let me go and paste some text. Okay, so let's go. We will help you. my property in Thailand, most occasionally be less. So here is the block where they can reach out to us, contact us, etc. So as for some context, so before you publish your website, you need to have two things. So you need to have a header and you need to have a footer. So you need to have a navigation bar here at the top or a menu. So we will add it here from the menu category, and I will add something simple. So something like this. So this is a universal menu. And we would need to add a footer, and a footer can be found in the footer category. So a footer typically provides all of the details that you cannot list elsewhere. So, for example, you can list links to you can again put a copyright sign here. You can list all of the social media. You can also go and again list some more. And so, for example, I want to add so I will go and say I have a privacy policy that I want to list here. So I will go and add it here. Then I want to add terms of use. So say you need to provide that. So terms of use. And then you will just link it here. Okay, so let's update. And as you can see, again, everything is reflected in the footer. So also I would like to, so there is a back to top button. So as for my menu, so let's go there, and I want, so what I need and what I don't need here. So we have these default items in the menu. So let's go and see what we need and what we don't need. So I don't need too many details here, but I would like to link this about section to a block. So I click choose block, scroll all the way to the about section, and right now this block is linked to my about section. Okay, so for example, so I want to list it to FAQ, and I scroll all the way down to common questions, contacts. So for people who want to contact me, I will go and link them to the blog with the form. Okay, so as for logo, you can customize the logo and the link and the title of your company here. You can go and list social media messengers. So for example, I want to add WhatsApp here. So as for buttons, book a call, I want to replace it with contact, and I would like to again link them to the form on my website. As for languages, so I don't have a multi-language website yet, even though it makes sense if you're reaching a global audience to differentiate between different geographies, but I will skip it for now, and we don't need any of the e-commerce things and e-commerce items. So, but I will keep the phone number here. And I would like to go and again make my button match the overall design. So I will go to the blog settings, buttons, and I will quickly make it match the rest, like that. Okay, so let's click publish and see how our website looks. Okay, so here we have the navigation bar. We are brought to the sections that we need. So contacts, you can reach out. So again, here you would need to link this section to this one, but it's quite easy to do. You just go and paste the desired block in the URL section. So, and here we have our listings, and again, no need to update everything here, right here on the website. You can just go and put all of the information within the content management system. Okay, so here we have an image, form, and the footer, and the back to top button, which is handy if, again, you want to improve the navigation. So let's go and prepare a website for publication, and I will check out the chat. So it has been almost 1 hour and a half. Okay, so let me check out the chat here. Okay, so no questions so far. If you will still have questions, feel free to go over to our Discord and ask them there. Okay, so, and for those who have joined a bit later, we also have a promo code Tilda for a case that you can grab right now on the screen, and you can use it to activate 3 months of Tilda personal plan. So you will have whole 3 months of again, of all of the premium features on Tilda completely for free. So, and you can take this time to get to know some tools better. So maybe you will pick something from, maybe you'll get inspired by this workshop to, again, launch your website within those 3 months. And that's quite a lot of time to actually launch your own website. Okay, so let's go to the site settings or page settings first. So we have covered site settings a bit, but first I want to customize my my page. So what I will do is I will copy the headline and update the page title so it matches the headline, and people know when the tab is loaded. So when the website loads, they can clearly see where they end up. Okay, next up we have description. We're going to paste it here. And you can also go and customize the badge. So we need something that would reflect our website. So we'll just upload an image. So the auto-generated image was from the logo. So this is the first page on our website, but we don't need our logo listed in a thumbnail. So we are going to replace it here. And similarly, you can customize social media preview, but it will update. I think it will update automatically. Right, so once you update the badge, the social media preview will follow. And so this is what it would look like if you're sharing your website elsewhere. You can see the search results preview, and there are also actions that you can perform. So you can transfer page, duplicate, delete, move page, etc. So we have added all the essentials here. Now we need to go to the site settings and see what we can, see what we can do here. So first off, you have a free subdomain that is provided by Tilda, and this name is just it's generated randomly. So this 19th Candid Panther, just some random words put together. So I would like to try my best. Let's see if this address is taken. It's not. So great. So this is where you can customize your subdomain on Tilda, and your website will be accessible through thainvest.tilda.ws. This is a free subdomain and you can use it freely. It doesn't affect your rankings. It doesn't affect pretty much anything other than you don't need to connect a custom domain. So a custom domain would look something like, so here we have, so typically it looks something like this. And say you have purchased this thainvest.com domain and you paste it here, and then you go over the process on just of how to connect a custom domain on your website. So there is a full guide here, but we don't have a custom domain purchased yet, so we're going to skip that. So since we have a one-pager, a landing page pretty much, so we don't need to set up homepage, even though it's here automatically. Again, if you have a multi-page website, it makes sense to set up footer and header here, but again, we don't need that. Say you want to change your font family. So say you want to switch from default Tilda Sans to TikTok Sans. Click select, and you can also go and customize size and weight, and it will automatically update throughout your project. Okay, so colors and styles. So you can also set up styling system for the whole website. So for example, you can set up color style, typography style, button style. So today we have updated all the buttons manually, but you can just create a preset and reuse it throughout your whole website, across your whole website. Then you have the Analytics tab, where you can connect Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, social media pixels, stuff like that, or view. I'll stay on the page, settings. So, and you can also view the again, the analytics for your website. So today we'll just have one session because I have only once visited this website. Okay, so SEO tab. In the SEO tab, you can configure HTTPS settings. So again, so please modify. So since we don't have a domain yet, so this is a domain that I've just pasted randomly, we will not be able to get an SSL certificate, but this is what you would need to do if you have a domain. So next up, you can go to SEO Assistant, and it will tell you what is missing on your website. So for example, the H1 tag is missing. So let's go and fix that real quick. So let's go to our hero section, to the block editor. So this is a 0 block. So we would need to go over here, pick our headline, go to the tag right here, and set it as H1, right? Save and close. And then, so for example, if you want to add this about section, so you can go and access the SEO tag, so you can set it as H1 or H3, so depending on the structure. So let's set it as H3. And again, you can set up a structure to so the web crawlers better understand your website. Okay, and similarly, you can go and access this this one, and actually no, so this is set as div by default, I think. Yes. All right, so we have done that. So we have, let's check the pages again. Oh, I would need to republish it real quick for the changes to take effect. Oh, and right now it's so since I have added this fake domain, I need to delete it because it doesn't belong to us, so we don't need it here. Okay, so let's republish and see what it looks like. Okay, so right now it's accessible through https tilda.ws. Great. And if we check the pages again, right now everything is correct. We have no warnings. Okay, so that was it for today's workshop. So let us scroll through the website once again. And we have covered quite a lot, and that was quite a lot of content that we have put on our website. So again, I hope you found it useful, and I hope you can also tailor this info to fit your specific project. And if you have any suggestions on other case studies or on other workshops that we will be hosting, you can reach out to us in the comments or on Discord. And again, feel free to grab this promo code and use it to build your own website. And until the next time, bye bye.